Greetings, brothers and sisters. Branch 11 President and National Trustee MACK JULION here with our first quarterly video update for 2021. And oh, what a difference a year can make. So far, this year has gotten off to a promising start for us, and there is so much to cover in this updated video. There's a new labor/postal friendly Congress and administration in the White House. This should breathe new life into the possibility of true postal reform bill. And according to President Rolando, a new round of stimulus may include hazard pay and the extension of the FMLA leave for COVID-related child care. This year has also brought us a COVID vaccine that may get us back to some form of normalcy. As you all know, we mentioned at our last meeting our goal of vaccination for postal employees on site. This means at postal facilities. We had discussions with the state of Illinois that included both the Chicago and Central Illinois district managers. I commend both of them for their willingness to do this, but in the end, they could not have enough vaccine available in Chicago for postal specific sites. We had no one to actually administer the vaccine. And you know, healthcare workers are swamped right now in other locations. But maybe President Biden's proposed stimulus will provide the finances and resources for other sites for those who want to get vaccinated. I have reached out to both Congressman Danny Davis and Robin Kelly, and they both vowed to help us get letter carriers vaccinated here in Chicago. So we will keep you posted. In the meantime, reach out to your healthcare provider or the county for vaccination for those who want to get vaccinated. Vaccination is voluntary. I'm just at that point right now that I would rather have the vaccine than the virus. That's just me, but that's your call. Now, what I really want to talk about is the new national agreement for letter carriers that only need ratification or approval of the membership. We have had our national president, Fred Rolando, and executive vice president, Brian Renfro, at our last two meetings to break down the content of our new contract. And today, we will have former Branch 11 vice president and current Region 3 national business agent, Mike CAREF, to talk more about why it's imperative that we approve this agreement. Okay, everyone, for full disclosure, we are both national officers, which means that we already voted in the affirmative for the tentative agreement. So we may seem kind of partial. There is a lot of good stuff here. Mike, I was both relieved and excited when I saw the new agreement. You know, it only took a year and a half from the start of negotiations, then rounds of arbitration, before both sides actually settled. You know, from the start, I always thought that a negotiated agreement would be in the best interest of both parties. And looking at this agreement, the first thing that jumps out is the maintaining of our COLAs, the no layoff clause, the pay increase, but the additional tier of pay scale and the automatic conversions of CCA after 2 years to career status are huge. So let's talk about what's in this agreement and the ratification process.
Thanks, Mac. Let's do that. So first of all, everyone should get something that looks like this in the mail. It's a big fat envelope. Inside the envelope, you have a series of documents. First, you have the actual proposed agreement in its entirety. Good luck reading this. You also have, thankfully, a summary of the tentative agreement along with a letter from President Rolando. Now, at the bottom of the letter here, President Rolando encourages everyone to participate in the democratic process and either vote yes or no on the contract. You can either accept it or reject it. All active members of the NELC will have the opportunity to vote. Once you get into the summary of the tentative agreement, some of the things that Mac was referring to are listed in here, along with everything, all of the memorandums of understanding, all of the updates and changes to the contract language that would go into effect for this new agreement if we vote in favor of it are in here. What I'd like to draw your attention to is the back page, pages 6 and 7 here. You got to get out your magnifying glass, but it's going to be worth it, because what you're going to want to do is look at your current pay rate and then look at what your projected pay rate is at the end of the contract, which is May of 2023. So in 2 years' time, what will your pay be if we accept the terms of the contract? For most letter carriers that are at step O, our pay will go from around $65,000 to about $70,000 in 2 years' time, and that's a pretty big jump. CCAs that are making $17.29 an hour right now will go to $18.51 an hour, and then go up from there as well. So those are pretty good. We still have not really done enough to close the gap between Table 2 and Table 1. These are things we can work on for the next contract. No contract is going to be perfect. We're not going to get everything we want out of a contract, but I think the pay raises, as well as the protection against no layoff, as well as the protection against subcontracting out of our work, those are major provisions that are in our favor in this contract. And also, of course, the automatic conversion. Once you get to 24 months, you no longer have to be a non-career employee. You'll be promoted to a career part-time flexible employee if you have not already been converted prior to the 24 months. So those are major things in favor of the contract. Now, how to vote. Also enclosed in your envelope, you have this real simple piece of paper. This is the one you use to vote. Ratification. I accept or I reject. I've already voted. I accept the contract, as Brother Julian alluded to. You put that in the secret ballot envelope, real simple. You don't put nothing else in the envelope, nothing, make no markings, put it in there, seal it, do nothing else with the secret ballot envelope. The secret ballot envelope goes into the business reply envelope. This is what has to be sent away in order for your vote to count. For your vote to count, it has to be sitting in the P.O. Box 6033 in Greenbelt, Maryland. It has to be sitting in there by February 16th at noon. So the sooner you send it in, the sooner it will get there. You put the secret envelope into the green business reply envelope, then you seal it. Now there's some identifying information on the back. This identifies you as a member of the NELC, active member, eligible to vote. You can cross this information off lightly, but don't obscure it. It has to be able to be seen, and this barcode has to be able to be read in order for your vote to count. Of course, nobody knows how you voted because your actual ballot is in the secret envelope. And you put that envelope into the business reply, then you seal it, and then you print, this is the return address, you print your name, and you sign your name that, that's you and that you want to vote on the contract, either accept or reject.
So actually the best thing to do then will be to put an X through your name.
Yeah, just put a light X, but not, you want to be able to see the information, but put a light X through it, indicating to the Postal Service, to our brothers and sisters that are processing, that this is not where it goes to. This is where it goes to, so you kind of cross it off, but don't obliterate any of the information on the back here, because that identifies you as an eligible voter.
But it does not let anyone know how you actually voted, because I served on the election committee. We actually separate the ballot from the envelope, and the ballot is not open right there by the envelope. All the ballots are set aside, and then they're open later. As Mike stated, the ballots must be returned by February the 16th. If you are eligible to vote on the proposed agreement and you have not received your ballot already, you need to call NALC headquarters at the number 202-662-2836, as you see on the screen, between 9 and 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time to request a replacement ballot. A replacement ballot will be mailed to you after your eligibility is verified. Now, to be eligible to vote in this election, you need to have been a regular member 90 days prior to the proposed agreement, the date that the agreement was reached, which was November the 25th. Once this is ratified, the agreement will go into effect immediately. I know we've had a lot of calls from CCAs and wondering, okay, well, when am I going to convert? Well, they have within 60 days after the date of ratification. Now, here in Branch 11, just to incentivize everyone to get involved in the balloting and the ratification of the contract, we're going to have a raffle for everyone who is eligible to vote. And this is really cool, Mike. For first place winner was $750, second place $250, and third place $100. Only thing you need to do is when you get your ballot, like Brother Mike was explaining, you fill it out, show your steward before you drop it in the mail that you're actually voting for the ratification of the contract. You don't have to let them know how you voted, just that you voted, and you will be entered into this branch-wide contest. Now, stewards of the winners, they will get $200 for the first place, $100 for the second place, and $50 for the third place winner. There will also be 10 gift cards of $25 each as incentives, again, to participate in the election. Now, I can't.
All you got to do is vote in the election, and it's free.
And it's free. That's all you have to do is vote. You know, Mike, I can't imagine. I know that there were some people who said, well, we could have or should have gotten more in this contract, and who may say, well, I want to vote no. But when you vote no, you know what happens? We actually are obligated to go back to the table. And what you see in front of us is not exactly what the Postal Service offered us and we just took. We negotiated, we got there. They actually wanted to take away the COLA, they wanted to take away the no layoff clause, and they definitely was not considering an additional step on the wage scale or conversion of CCAs. So it mandates us to go back to the table, and we may not get what we got. So I thought it was a pretty good deal. Now, to those offices that has the highest percentage of participation, we're going to have donuts and coffee out to those offices. No breakfasts, not too much mingling, but we're going to separate these offices into 4 categories. So we will have, again, another incentive for everyone to participate. So come on, Branch 11, let's do this. Last but not least, I wanted to talk with you about the BOWL-A-THON. We're not having it this year. And we're not having it, so we're still committed to doing something for MDA. And what we have are these t-shirts that you see on the screen. They are $25 each. You need to talk with your steward and have your order in by this Friday, January the 29th. The t-shirts are $25 and it is for a worthy cause. February the 11th is the next meeting of Branch 11. We're doing a Zoom. The number has not changed. You've seen it on the screen. We have, as a special guest at our upcoming meeting, Nicole Ryan. She is the Secretary Treasurer of the NALC. Why, you ask? Because Branch 11, next year, we're hosting the National Convention. Mike, you are the host region for the National Convention next year, and we're the host branch, and we're going to have Nicole Ryan on to talk about what we need to do to be prepared.
Next year we'll be here sooner than we think. So.
Yeah, and a lot of the things that we do in preparation for, that they do in preparation for the convention actually happens the year prior. So we have a lot of work to do. I know there's a lot of members of Branch 11 who wants to be involved in with the committees or organizing this. We got to show them what we do here in Chicago and what we do in Region 3. So
really looking forward to it, Mac.
Yeah. So again, brothers and sisters, thank you for your time. And as always, be blessed, be safe.